Hello everyone. I'm going to do another video today. This time is kind of related to what's happening right now because one of the main members of the band died because of the coronavirus. Some of you may have seen Adam Schlesinger from Fountains of Wayne, which is the band I'm going to talk about, died a couple months back from all of this. Was a great songwriter, great producer. He produced the last Monkees album, which was very, very good. If anyone saw that or listened to that, Good Times. Amongst other things, was nominated for an Oscar for his song "That Thing You Do" from the movie of the same name, which was about the time the band got started. Fountains of Wayne were around from the mid '90s. And officially broke up early 2010s. So their catalog isn't that big, but is very, very impressive, despite the point that they're kind of considered one-hit wonders by most people's standards. The four members of the band all were the same through their entire existence, as far as I'm recording existence. The two main members of the band, Chris Collingwood and Adam Schlesinger, were the songwriters. They wrote all the songs. Chris was the singer and rhythm guitarist, and Adam Schlesinger was the bass player. Their first album is called simply Fountains of Wayne. There's some different covers of this record. This is the one that I found. Is from '96. This is a great album, great power pop rock record. Has their classic songs like "Radiation Vibe," "Sink to the Bottom," "She's Got a Problem." The thing that made them unique amongst bands of their time period, I mean, mid '90s, there was a lot of weird post grunge things happening. You know, the a lot of those bands that were trying to be the alternative rock thing were happening at that time. For a band to be as poppy and as colorful and funny as they were, I mean, Survival Car, Sick Day, I've Got a Flare, Leave the Biker, Please Don't Rock Me Tonight, for example, are all, You Curse It Girls, all have a very quirky sense of humor about them, with just the most astonishing sense of pop melody and structure to them. That's one thing that you can say about all of the Fountains of Wayne records. There is no lacking of just great hooks and melodies all over them, with a decent sense of humor. It's a great, great record. You can easily find it at any record shop. The second record, Utopia Parkway, is just as good as the first record. You come across, I remember when I was at work, the little playlist I had at work had 2 or 3 songs from this record on it. Red Dragon Tattoo, Amity Gardens, as the probably the closest thing I had to a hit single prior to Stacy's Mom, which was Denise, which is has great Beach Boys type chorus with the harmonies and stuff. There's some very interesting. The thing that's, despite the point that they could do the power pop better than anybody. There's some very sparse kind of acoustic based records in their catalog. She's Got a Problem is a great ballad about people with, sort of issues, sort of, but you know, I mean, there's things like Hat and Feet. Um, Valley of Malls is sort of like a surf song. Troubled Times, Fine Day for a Parade, great ballads on here. You know, it's they you know they could do that just as well as the great pop and rock songs. This was 1999, and then we get to the big breakthrough record, Welcome Interstate Managers, which has, as the big hit was Stacy's mom on this record. Um, Also, I believe Hackensack was also, I believe, a single off this, which has been featured in a couple of movies. But this is just a freaking solid album all the way through. I mean, Bright Future and Sales, No Better Place, Little Red Light, Hey Julie, Fire Island. You know, it's full of great songs, and unfortunately, the thing that was funny with this record is that this was when they started to actually spread their wings a little bit. There's some on here that are a little more country-ish. Valley Winter Song, Fire Island, as I said, have more of like a country feel to them. There's some things of different genres on here, which is kind of interesting. So they had the big hit. They had this album, which did really well, and had a hit single off of it, hit video. And I'm not entirely sure why there was such a delay, but their follow-up album is actually more of like a B-sides. The next thing they came out with was a B-sides and rarities thing in 2005 called Out of State Plates. It's 2 discs, which is kind of rare for one of these things, especially from a band that only had one hit up to this point. This has some great stuff on it. This is all their B-sides and standalone singles. There's some great live tracks on here too. There's a good version of Can't Get It Out of My Head, ELO, and great covers of songs, These Days, Today's Teardrops, and one of the best ones on here is they do an amazing cover of Baby One More Time from Britney Spears, which turns it into more like a mid-tempo ballad, which is really interesting. But just for as far as B-sides and rarities things go, it's very, very good. And they've got a little blurb in the pamphlet for each of them, each song talking about where it came from and stuff. But I mean, you have funny things like "I Want an Alien for Christmas," and "Kid Gloves," "California Sex Lawyer," things that they found funny that were in here. Had the great single. The single off this record was "The Girl I Can't Forget," which is about having a drunken night out that you don't remember the girl's name that you met the night before. Great single off of this that it should have been a hit single, but for some reason wasn't. So it's definitely worth checking out. As far as even if you might go, oh, it's B-sides, who cares? You want to check this out if you're a fan. So despite the point of having a B-sides and rarities thing come out 2 years after their hit album, for some reason it was another 2 years before they came out with their next proper album. So 2007. I don't quite understand the concept there, because to me that's a very bad strategy in terms of following up a record that did well, had a hit single off of it, is to come out with the B-sides record, and so 4 years until you come out with a proper album again. Which I think is part of the reason this record didn't do well. The other reason is this record is not as good. This is by far the lightweight of their catalog. This has some great songs on it, don't get me wrong. 92 Subaru, Traffic and Weather, Michael and Heather at the Baggage Claim. There's some excellent songs on this record, but it's just kind of meh in places. Yolanda Hayes is a really weak hook on this record. said there's still some very good stuff, but just it did not stand up. And especially when they had "Someone to Love" was the big single off this record, which to me is their one of their worst songs. Um, and it had like a big budget video and all this stuff, and the whole record is full of sounds. Clearly, they had a little more money to spend, and it just does not work. It just, the record as a whole is not there, and it's really, really unfortunate because this was, I think, the last thing with their record label. So, this is 2007. This record did not do anything, and unfortunately, they left. I don't know for sure if it was a contractual problem, some sort of issue with that, but it was another 4 years, I believe it is. I think 2011 or 12 for this record, which is "Sky Full of Holes." This record is very, very good. It's a little more kind of sparse and acoustic based, which is kind of different for them, but it does have some amazing songs on it. "The Summer Place," "Someone's Gonna Break Your Heart." You know, it's a very good album. A little different for them, but apparently this record was a horrible experience for all of them, and for the four of them. I don't know what it was exactly, but for some reason this record was apparently a horrible experience, and they decided not to make a record again after this. So nearly 10 years go by, and Adam Schlesinger dies earlier this year, meaning that there will not be any more Fountains of Wayne records, which is a great shame. They were an amazing band. I will recommend as a video to look up. Conan O'Brien did a thing when Adam died. He put up a video on the Conan YouTube page of them playing. They were a favorite of several people, including him. He had them on the Late Show several times. He had put up a video of them playing a cover of "Better Things" by the Kinks around 9/11, which is amazing. If you want to look that up, it's they were a great band, and their live they did a live concert video thing around the time of Welcome Interstate Managers, which is really good. They have clips of online. So very, very much a band to recommend, and I'm very saddened that I will never hear any more of their stuff. So thank you, and I hope you all enjoy